You are about to enter the Red and Rev Sports Show experience. Get ready for some real sports talk from some real sports fans who were real sports athletes who have sports knowledge.
Welcome. Episode 216. And this week, we got a lot of things that are really out of control or lost control. First off, let's go starting with last week's SEC championship game. UGA has lost control of their own destiny thanks to one bad game, one awful performance. The Steelers, have they lost control? Has Coach Tomlin lost control? This Dame Lillard saga has lost control. My Lakers are out of control going on. This Ben Simmons saga is out of control. It's just a lot of things in sports are just out of control right now. And we're going to try to talk about it to try to bring some stability to some of these situations. Red, Coach, Armani, Let's get it started. Episode 216, we in control. And we finna start talking about what's out of control right now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Red Rev Sports Show, coming to you live from the ATL Show.
Shouty.
Give me a real sports talk because we are real sports fans. We're real sports athletes who have what, gentlemen?
Real sports knowledge.
So come on, hang out with your boys, Red Rev, Coach Armani, and Shelby in spirit for episode 216 of the Red Rev Sports Show.
Yeah.
As is our custom,
A ghostly spirit.
To Coach Patrick Thompson, who's going to give us something or someone dealing with the number 216. What you got for us, Coach?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's amazing that this guy was only a two-time Offensive Player of the Year, but before someone came along and did damage, he was considered the greatest quarterback of all time. But he's still in the top 5. The man that wore number 16 and went undefeated in the Super Bowls. For the number 216, we're going with Smoking Joe Montana of the San Francisco 49ers.
Joe Montana. And I think you kind of gave him a new nickname, Smoking Joe. I ain't never heard that one before. All right, Smoking Joe Montana. And I think the only one, Amani, you got some feedback in your background. Check that out for us. I think the only one who wasn't living when Joe Montana played was Armani, since he's a young buck. He only saw the film of Joe Montana, but I think Red and I were children, and Coach was just getting his license when Joe Montana first started playing, right?
I'm going to remain quiet on everything. I'm dealing with old age today. I'm just going to let it fly right on by because my show is coming. It's coming.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to that show when that show comes. All right. What'd you say, Red?
First Super Bowl I ever saw, Joe Montana and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Cincinnati Bengals. I was living in New York at that time. Yep. I remember that as a little kid.
That showed me what a clutch Super Bowl winning quarterback was all about.
So why are you rooting for the Falcons? No, I'm just playing.
Because they were the home team. That's why.
Good trickle with you. All right, let's welcome Reverend Night Nation because we know the show is only as good as Reverend Night Nation is, and we're glad to have them on today. And we see the president. He is given permission for the VP to slam the gavel. The gavel is now officially slammed because the VP is in the building. And he likes.
I'm finna share the show, so in case I'm out for a second, go ahead, Real.
He likes Joe Montana reference. The president says, "Glad to be back this week. I was hunting deer, bro, in the frozen tundra of Deep Creek, Maryland. The buck stopped with me for real, though." I hear you, Mr. President. I hear you. Good morning to Sister Ellie Vaughn Williams. Happy Saturday to you, ma'am. And the VP said Coach was applying for ARP. That's why Coach moved the screen, because he knew that was coming up.
Here we go.
Man. And then Coach was the first.
Here we go. It's coming. Just wait. I'm just lining them all up.
Oh, man. Coach was the first member of AARP. Good morning, Chris Traylor. What's going on, bro? Going on. He's still talking about Go Dogs, and we hope they will be going and doing something special in just a minute. Vincent Woodruff bringing out the wellness check on Shelby. She is MIA. She is MIA. I'm going to have to remove Red until he comes back. And Armani, these guys don't realize we live. They can't just be walking off the set, man. What's going on? Yeah, we don't know where Shelby is. She sent a message early this morning that she will be taking the rest of the month off. Check all of the hospitals. No doubt, man. Yeah. He said check the shelters too. I don't know, man. But yeah, it's crazy because we all saw the message. We thought she would be showing up to at least talk about what happened, but she gave us the message. Armani, you got some feedback, man.
Is it that? Man, okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm muting your mic. So when you're able to talk, we'll put you on. Yeah, man. But Lord, sister, we love. Wow. Yeah, man. What's up, bro? James West.
It hurts.
All right, and Red is finally sharing he done shared it to about 50 nations.
That's right. Got to get us out there.
Lieutenant Sonar must be loading the ICBM in the background. Somebody about to get balled. All right. All right, man. The VP is locked and loaded. You already know. Come with your A game or the VP is going to get you. So, gentlemen, you have been.
Yeah, I appreciate that wellness check on Shelby, Vincent, because she going to need it when she finally show back up.
Oh, man. The president says Sonar Scud missile is causing.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, man. The laptop is just gone, man. We're going to bring him back in just a minute. All right. The Revenite Nation is locked and loaded. The president and the VP are in the house. James West says he's flying to Charlotte today, attending the game. Tomorrow, that's dope, man. Safe travels to you. Hope you enjoy a Falcons loss on tomorrow. Hope you enjoy.
All right, buddy. Happy travels. Be safe.
Yeah. And, so let's get ready to do our dope, nope, and cope. Let's get right into it, gentlemen. Y'all know how we start the show. And since Red, kind of politicked a little bit about the dope, and he wanted to make sure he went dope. We want to give his dope. So we'll let him go first, and then we'll go around the horn. So what you doping on, Red? What you got for us?
I'm doping on Rutgers. College basketball. Yep, that's all I had this week for dope, man. Wasn't nothing making me happy in baseball, NFL, or basketball, but Ron Harper Jr., that was dope. Sorry, coach. Sorry, Rev. I know I don't usually dope in college basketball, but hey, them last few seconds, first, Purdue. No. First, Ron Harper Jr. took the lead. Okay, Purdue said, nope, buddy. We the number one seed. Give me that ball. I'm going to run down this court, and they big man lay up about a few seconds left. Ron Harper Jr. said, nope, Purdue, nope, buddy. I still got time. I still got a moment. Woo! Buzzer beater, Ron Harper Jr. beats number one team, Purdue. Upset of the week. Dope moment for me of the week. And that was Rutgers' first win versus the number one team in school history. Dope, buddy. Dope.
Excellent. Absolutely excellent.
I did not expect a college basketball reference coming from Red. Normally, he's waiting for Coach to give him his NCAA basketball cues. But he came and got his own dope moment this week. And that is a pretty dope moment. And I'm glad that you made that dope moment so I can get on one Deacon that I know from Indiana who said he was going to be riding that Purdue train. He about to ride it off the track. So I appreciate you sharing it. All right, Coach, what are you doping on?
Well, that was my dope moment, but I got another one. My dope moment goes to one Michael Strahan, who's becoming the first, I guess, athlete or whatever to go out into space. God bless you, Michael Strahan. We hope you have fun and come back safely, because you are doing something that I would never do and will never attempt to do. So good luck to Michael Strahan on his trip into outer space.
Oh, yeah.
Coach, can we just get you on a plane first? Before we talk about going to outer space.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
You don't fly, Coach?
I've flown before. It's not worth the mileage. No, thank you. Y'all can have flying.
It's scary.
Coach is a road trip type guy.
Yeah, I got a terrible dope moment in consideration of what you all just shared. My dope moment is the Buccaneers beating the Falcons, allowing the Falcons to accumulate another loss so that they can go forth and get a better draft pick. So that's what I'm working on this week.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I got for you.
I got real. Sometimes you forget our home fan base. You can't be happy that the Falcons lost.
I'm happy. I'm just keeping it 100. All right.
And we don't even know who their draft pick gonna be. For all we know, it'll be another bust, and then all this losing wouldn't even be worth it.
I'd rather have a high draft pick than all these wins that's gonna be meaningless.
That's a good point. No, you got to make the right pick, though. They got to make the right pick.
Well, we're gonna give the new guy, Brother Terry, a chance to make some pick because he hadn't had a draft yet, besides the last draft. So we're gonna give him some time. Right now. All right, Coach, what are you noping on?
Okay, my note is for what has to be the dumbest comment ever on Facebook from a young man in a group who said, I don't care what y'all say, my Jackson State Tigers are number one, and we could even compete with Georgia and Michigan. I had to stop him like others and just wanted to tell him the school counselor is not just there for the kids. That's all I can say.
My moment goes to Kirby Smart. You are not Nick Saban. That's all I got to say.
No!
Red, what you got?
My note moment goes to two teams in the playoff hunt, vying for playoff positions, and their defenses just came up completely small. Both of them this week. Both of them in front of national TV. First team, Buffalo, trying to fight for the division, trying to get a playoff spot, and your defense give up over 200 yards rushing to the Patriots, and the team barely throw, 3 passes all game. And then we got the Steelers, Thursday night. They vying for a playoff spot. Their defense give up 200 yards to one freaking player, Darius Cook. God, dog, man, y'all vying for playoff spots, and that's how y'all D perform. I thought my Falcons D was bad, man. Y'all defenses are coming up completely small in the clutches of moments, up under the biggest of lights. Note to Buffalo and note to the Steelers D.
Oh, come on!
All right. What am I coping on this week? I'm coping on believing that Georgia was going to do what they had not done, beating Alabama, and once again they came up short. That's all I got.
You have got to be kidding.
You got to be kidding for that coat too, man. These are some quick coats, man.
That's all I got, man. They just blew
I feel you.
The Falcons and Georgia football, man.
That's how I was at work this week. I had to hide from the Bama fans.
What you coping on, Red?
Well, my cope is more for coach, and how as coach keep coping with these diva receivers that just keep coming in out of his Steelers organization. Chris Claypool, what's up? What's up with that, man? What's up, coach? Antonio Brown. Then you got Juju. Now it's Chris Claypool. Lord have mercy. What is up with these diva receivers coming through the Pittsburgh organization and all about me? Look at me. Pittsburgh Steelers used to be about team, about we. And now you keep getting these selfish guys that are ruining the culture, ruining the reputation. I'm sorry, coach, but You might agree with me, but I'm not sure how much longer y'all gonna put up with Chris Claypool, and that's sad because he's a young guy with lots of talent. But man, that moment he had Thursday night, that was just unbelievable, man, unbelievable. So,
Rev, do we even need to talk about the topic we had later on? Because it looked like it's getting built up in two.
Coach, I knew Coach gonna get riled up with Red.
No, I mean, I'm talking. We supposed to stay away from that until the time.
Well, you
but
know,
I guess not.
Red been sleeping, drinking, and eating Pittsburgh Steelers talk. So he fired up. He fired up. But
yeah, that's all that's been going on this week. I've been seeing the Steelers all over my TV all week long, man.
All right, Coach, jump in there, man. What are you coping on besides Red keep bringing up your team?
The thing with unexpected loss of Demaryius Thomas that caught everybody off guard. Now his family and everybody, all his friends and everybody have to cope with that. That was kind of unexpected by everybody. Nobody expected to wake up and see where he passed away because of a medical condition. I know he had been somewhat sick, but I didn't know it got to that point. So we're coping on the loss of Demaryius Thomas, 33 years old and gone. What? That's truly a tragedy. 33.
Yeah.
Well, there he is.
There he is. He still got that feedback, but we'll make it work. Real quickly, Armani. Real quickly.
How bad? I'm trying to figure out where's it coming from.
Well, don't worry about it, man.
They're going to tell you where it's coming from.
Yeah, hopefully Rev Nation will give me a hand to tell me where it's coming from. I can't hear it.
Well, they saying a missile. You trying to block a missile from coming?
Nah.
So what? Real quickly, quick take, Armani. What's your dope moment? Real quickly.
All right. So my dope moment would be for the Temple Owls. You know, I'm rooting for that basketball team. You know, Aaron took over that program a few years ago, and I'm doping on. They've been on a win streak, so I'm doping on that. I'm also
you're noping on.
I'm noping on. Did somebody say Claypool already? Chase Claypool?
Well, go ahead.
Lord, it's pile on day. Okay.
That was a bad moment, Coach. You got to take this.
Hold on, Red. Let the man cope before you bring in extra comments. Go ahead.
I really don't understand what's going on with that organization and diva wide receivers, but Chase, man, like, what are you doing? I mean, what are you doing, man? Like, bro, you a young guy. You're not really in a big contract. Like, if you're going to talk, at least get your money then talk, man. You just running off at the mouth, and you're not even guaranteed to be there for much longer. So, yeah, I'm coping on that, and I'm coping with all the Georgia fans out there. Oh, boy.
Here we go.
I tried to.
I'm talking about my team. Now I know how Coach feel.
I tried to tell you. I said Alabama by 20. I should have stuck with it because it was 17. But hey, we still rolling on, man. I love it. I love it.
Hey, man,
I'm gonna learn one day.
Just take off your belt and spank us, man, because y'all our daddy. Because we can't. I'm for real.
We're gonna get to it real quick. Don't go too far into it, Red.
Yeah, you're right. What am I doing? I'm pulling our monies all over the place today, man. Talking about topics we're going to talk about.
It's almost like Armani, while he was trying to fix his laptop, listened to everything you said and just repeated it on his note moment. I mean, literally, it was almost verbatim. Like, wow.
Oh, man.
Let's see what Rev Nation is dope.
They clowning.
Here we go. Let's see. The president is doping on not sports related, but congrats, Rev, on your new adventure. Appreciate it. Those of y'all don't know, I'll be moving to Pennsylvania at the beginning of the new year, so I solicit your prayers. The pandemic lets us know that the show can still go on because it doesn't matter wherever I am or wherever anybody is. As long as there's an internet connection, the show can come on. We'll go on, especially Armani's in Virginia, and he's doing the show, so I'm grateful for that. All right, Vincent Woodruff, dope. Bryce Young about to become the 9th black QB to win the Heisman. Brother Woodruff, that's not a major call right there. Stephen Wonder can see that one. So you don't have to worry about calling that one. We all gonna call that one. Dope Chef Curry about to cook up a new 3-point record. VP says coaches like B.A. Barracus on the 18. We got to give Patrick some warm milk, dope him up to get him on the plane. The president is doping on Tiger Woods. We'll be playing with the son next week.
Nice.
Yep.
Rev is 100% petty. He loves it. All right. Vincent Woodruff, Gino Auriemma leaving Pace Buchers in the game up by 15, 1 minute. She's out for 6 to 8 weeks with the tibial plateau fracture. My. And she's the best girl at Connecticut and arguably in the NCAA. That's terrible. Vincent also coping on brother Thomas passing at 33. That was tough. And, he was a local kid a little bit he went to Georgia Tech. So that's a tough loss for Georgia Tech Nation. My cousin, glad to have you. Saban owns Georgia. Armani's alley. What's going on, Kelly? What's going on, Joe Black? Glad to have you out today. The president is noping on the Braves selling their minor league teams to another multimedia company. I didn't hear
that. They are. Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's deep. Ishmael, man, they already lost that game no matter what. Not necessarily sure what game you're referring to, but okay. Good morning to you, Miss Harris. Glad to have you. If you play a game and let one play decide the game, you already lost.
That's right. Exactly.
Brother, President says college QBs will become millionaires. Some of them might be while in college these days now. Sister Williams liked the VP. I'm happy that Bryce Young has been nominated for the Heisman. He's going to win it as well. Brother Holcomb, the president said to Armani, turn off the thing.
Hey, Miss Williams clowning, y'all. She got a comment coming up.
I can't hear
Joe Black is open on Miami, how they handled their coaching situation. Yeah, that was pretty fun. We'll talk about that in just a second. Brother Woodruff Kelly, everyone knows my Gamecock women's b-ball team allegiance, but Gino made a bad move for women's basketball. Absolutely selfish on his part. I agree. Joe Black also coping on what Coach coped on. Sister Ellie Von Williams losing 2 distinguished NFL players within a week. Claude Humphrey, December 3rd.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Claude Humphrey.
Yeah. And
I meant to post on that too.
Both had
I meant to post on that.
Thank you, Miss Yvonne. The VP said Lieutenant Sonar has 50-gallon drum of I told y'all so. He's about to pour it all over UGF. He also said Lieutenant Sonar just had to go reclassify his government. He's back. Rev is going to PA to lead the Amish. Congratulations. PA is Amish country. Now, why? If anybody's ever eaten Amish food, you know how good it is. Amish food is the real deal. The real deal. Miss Williams is noping on Kyrie Irving. I regret to inform you that there's no plant-based vaccine. That's pretty good. Brother Joe Black, Rev, don't become an Eagles fan. Well, shoot, if the Falcons keep Matt Ryan around long enough, that might happen. I don't know. The president says Sonar's encryption software on his computer.
Encryption software. God, dog.
For those who don't know, Armani's in the military, so this is why you see all these Lieutenant Sonar references. Then you got the president. UGA wants to celebrate their own Juneteenth. Only problem is Saban owns them and won't be giving them up anytime soon. Seems that way. And Vince said Amish food is off the chain. We buy spices from their Lancaster, Pennsylvania location. No doubt. All right. Let's move on. And we'll see as we press forward. Let's talk a little football. And we thought when we got up this morning that we would see one Shelby McDonald that we call the Sports Babe, but she informed us that she will not be on for the rest of the month.
Oh, show
She's
no
running.
smoke.
I'm running. I gotta run because I'm running from the truth, running from the big light, I'm running from the heat, running. That's what Sports Bay is doing, y'all. Running from the heat, yeah, running from the heat.
All right, Red, when did you rehearse that? Sounds like a Red original. Okay, but with that being said, we're going to let Armani go first because he called the game. And that was Miss Harris's dope moment that he called the game. Armani brought his tide out, and what he said came into fruition. So, Armani, give us your thoughts about what you predicted.
Well, first of all, y'all, it's okay. It's okay, Jordan fans. It's okay to lose to the best. Okay, because we are the best. Shelby always coming on here saying, we're number one. It don't matter. You have to be number one at the end of the season, holding up that trophy. That's what matters. But that's neither here or there right now. So, SEC championship game, Georgia got out to a 10-point lead. Alabama do what they do. Y'all get out to a lead, no problem, because all Georgia sports teams going to eventually mess that up. So anyway, got out to a 10-point lead, and then here come Bryce Young and Jamison Williams, and then it's okay, man. It's all right, and then our defense, everybody's saying, oh well, Alabama's defense is not what it used to be. Could have fooled me wrong. I thought Georgia had the number one defense. Seems like Alabama had the number one defense. If you ask me, 2 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown. We had like 5 or 6 3-and-outs to punt the ball. I mean, what can I say? Stetson Bennett, you ain't it, bro. You ain't it. Kirby should have pulled a Nick Saban and put JT Daniels in the game. Even then, I don't think it would have changed much because JT can't move like your boy Bennett. But it's okay because, like I said, Bennett, we came and got you. I told you we was gonna come get you. That's what Nick Saban liked to do to first-time starters. He liked to come get you. We sent the blitz, sacked you a few times, picked you off a few times. And, it goes to the Alabama defense, and then of course Bryce Young playing so eloquently in the SEC championship game to secure the Heisman Trophy. That's all I got to say, y'all.
Well, thank you for your comments, and you did call it. We'll go to Coach. Coach typically goes with Alabama, but he went with Georgia this time around. So your thoughts, Coach?
Rumors of their demise were greatly exaggerated. That's all I got to say about that. Georgia, this was it's one of your opportunities. You're going to get another one probably to show that you are a national championship contender, but to let Alabama score 41 points on you when you haven't given up an average of about 7 a game, that did not look good. But it's not all doom and gloom for Georgia as they get a chance to come back against Michigan to try to get Alabama again. So, hey, we'll see if you can do it in the second, in the sequel. If you probably gonna get one. So we'll see what happens.
Red, what you got on this?
I was completely and utterly disappointed. Ain't never been so disappointed in my life. Well, I have been. And just seems like the disappointments with Georgia local sports just keep piling on and piling on and piling on. I don't know how we are not suicidal down here in the Georgia sports area with all these disappointing losses. You just took this entire season. Yes, to beat Alabama, you got to beat Alabama and do what they do. They have went undefeated and won the championship. That's what I want to do. Go undefeated beat them in the SEC, beat the brakes off of Cincinnati, and just wait till whatever loser come in the national championship game. That was my dream. And you ruined it, Kirby. You ruined it again because of what me and Rev have always been saying from I don't know when. You have got to get a quarterback, man. You keep trying to do big things with these small packages, man. You keep trying to win the national title game with these walk-on quarterbacks and these 1- and 2-star QBs, man. You got to this is UGA. We should be able to have a 5-star quarterback every freaking season. Why is that? Forget that running back crap, man. Let's get some big-time wide receivers, some big-time quarterbacks, and let's start making some big-time plays on the offensive side of the ball. All that defense stuff. Yeah, defense win championship, but it ain't going to win nothing when you got to go up against Nick Saban and that awesome offense, and all we sit back is hoping for defense and a few plays on offense. No, man, you got to have a quarterback that can go out and win the game. And we didn't, and that's what bit us in the butt once again.
I have to agree with Red's assessment. And
sorry, y'all.
I'm starting to put Kirby Smart in the Matt Ryan category. Where I just can't trust him.
Yeah.
I just can't trust him. And to build on what Red said, I posted this last week. During the Kirby Smart era, he is 0-4 against Alabama. Alabama, in the meantime, they have started Jalen Hurts, right now NFL starting quarterback. Tua, right now NFL starting quarterback. Mac Jones, NFL starting quarterback. And Bryce Young, who will be winning the Heisman Trophy this year. Meanwhile, Georgia has started in those same 4 games Jake Fromm twice, who been on the practice squad for somebody. He might get a start for a team, the New York Giants, this week. And Stetson Bennett, Lil Rudy, who won't even sniff the NFL. Meanwhile, Georgia fans have to look at 2 kids who are now starters in the NFL, who won a national championship for Clemson, and Trevor Lawrence from Georgia. Justin Fields took Ohio State to the college football playoff twice, who's starting for the Chicago Bears. But Georgia, under the Kirby Smart era, and obviously he's not been smart when it comes to quarterbacks, we're dealing with Jake Fromm, Stetson Bennett, and those are going to be guys who take us to the promised land. Yet, Nick Saban, who won his first championships at Alabama with subpar quarterbacks, Nick Saban has realized I have to have a stud at quarterback in order to win. If the man with the most titles has made the adjustment and continues to mop your team up, why haven't you, Kirby, made the change? Why haven't you stepped up your recruiting game? Why haven't you made the decisions that need to be made to let folk know you are really trying to compete with Alabama? And Red and I knew they were in trouble because the Sports Bay is not on camera today to justify or to defend that foolishness that she tried to sell us a few weeks ago, that Stetson Bennett is our quarterback.
Who?
Stetson Bennett is our quarterback. And that's the problem with Georgia. Red, you alluded to it. And this is why Georgia is without a championship. Let's rewind the time. Kelly Bryant of Clemson, black quarterback, took Clemson to the college playoff. Trevor Lawrence arrives following year. Dabo Swinney says, I like you, Kelly Bryant. You may take us to the college playoff, but this boy, Trevor Lawrence, going to take us to a national championship. What did he do? He won it all. Nick Saban, as Armani alluded to, in the championship game, Tua had not really sniffed the field except for blowout games that year. He knew Jalen Hurts was not going to do anything for Alabama. They were about to lose if they kept Jalen Hurts in the game. And he said, look, I got nothing to lose, so I'm going to put Tua in there, and he wins a national championship. Kirby Smart is not smart when it comes to offensive football and in particular quarterback play. And at some point, Georgia fans are going to have to smell the coffee, hold this man accountable. We've had too many great quarterbacks leave the state of Georgia. He's made too many pivotal mistakes that have kept Georgia from winning a championship. And the first one was not having the guts to bench Jake Fromm in favor of an NFL stud in Justin Fields. It's sickening. That's all I got. Anybody else want in?
Let the church say amen.
Real, like I say. And like I say, it's just sad that Shelby is running from this heat because he should be on here explaining all of this. She tried to sell me and Rev on that bill of goods. We wasn't buying it. We weren't buying it weeks ago. That's why we asked her. That's why we put her on the spot and said, do you think we cool at the quarterback position? And what did she say? We good, but he is playing good. We are all right. We gonna do, girl. Oh, girl, I tell you what, Kelly, you should be clowning her right now. As much trash as she talked about your Yellow Jackets and your Jackson State boys. But of course, Kelly, you always act like you didn't hear it. But I'm sorry. Rev Night Nation, y'all should roast her when she finally makes her appearance back because she ran from this heat. She not on here answering all these questions. She leaving it up to me and Rev to rant out all of this, and you see how emotional we are because we knew what was going to happen. We saw it coming from a mile away. We saw this. We saw Stetson Bennett wasn't doing nothing but beat these chump teams. And Red, we saw whenever he played a good and decent offense, we had to worry. That Tennessee game, we had to worry. He had to make a few plays or we would have lost that game. So, look, the bottom line is until UGA bites the bullet and start, like Rev said, like we've been saying from the, I don't know how many years, get a quarterback until the Falcons and UGA realize unless you have a stud quarterback, you ain't winning nothing important, okay? You'll win a few games here and there, but when the bright lights come and the clutch moments arise, if you don't have a stud at the QB position, you can forget it. Main reason the Pittsburgh Steelers are still doing something now because Big Ben is still a stud at the QB position. He older, but the guy can still make plays. You got to have a guy that can make plays. Sorry. Let you know how angry I am.
That can hold to your rents.
Yeah. You gotta have a stud that can make plays at the quarterback position, or you're gonna be forever wishing and hoping that you at the top of the football chain because you ain't winning no big time football games. And I'm done, Real.
Let me ask y'all. Let me
hold on right quick, Armani. I'm gonna come back to Coach. Calm down now. Stop getting so tense when he said Pittsburgh Steelers. He gave your man a shout out right there.
What? I'm looking at something else right now. Don't worry about it.
You would get mad when you talked about the Pittsburgh
Steelers. I saw Coach get squished up.
I saw you. I saw you.
Don't worry, Coach. It was a compliment, Coach. Don't worry.
I'm saving my bullets. Don't worry about it.
No, he gave your man a compliment. When you heard Pittsburgh Steelers, you got all up in arms, and Red gave your man a compliment. We saw that. We're going to call you. I'm with you most of the time, Coach. I had to call you out on it. Go with it, Armani. What you got to say?
Yeah.
I think Kirby Smart tried to pull a Nick Saban on Nick Saban. Let me elaborate.
Elaborate, sir.
Kirby Smart said Nick Saban had a good defense. When he won our first few national championships, let me go get a good defense. He won with a subpar quarterback. So I think I can win with a subpar quarterback. But I think what Kirby Smart failed to realize is what Nick Saban had to realize. College football isn't what it was 5-6 years ago. Where you can win with a Jacob Coker. You can win with, Greg, AJ McCarron, Greg McElroy. Those days in college football are over because the defenses are now becoming more hybrid and they're able to stop those type of quarterbacks. So with that being said, I think Kirby is going to have to soon realize what also Nick Saban realized. Let me go get a good offensive head coach and a good quarterback to kind of change things up in my system. So, and I think that's what ultimately allowed Georgia to end up losing because Georgia's defense was getting tired of being on the field because Alabama's defense was making Georgia's defense go 3-and-out after the 10-point lead 2 or 3 times in a row, which caused Jordan Davis to also get tired on the field. So I think that's what really happened in that game.
Coach, you have any final comment?
Kirby beat Nick Saban. Nick Saban beat Kirby. He's going to keep beating him.
Now, the real question.
Change.
Hold on, Monty. Hold on.
Oh, my bad. Coach.
No change. No. You all already said enough. I won't do anything but repeating because everybody's seen it right there for themselves.
Go ahead, Armani. Give us your last take. All right, Red. You got
Is Khaki Pants smart enough to beat Kirby Smart in a national championship game? Because Michigan is not no pushover. They have the number 1 offensive line. They have a stud defense. They have a solid run game, and the quarterback can throw the ball. So my question is, Kirby, should the Georgia fans just be a little worried for so much that they're maybe overlooking Michigan into the rematch of the Alabama championship game? I just think Khaki Pants might have. If I had to pick the better coach, might be Khaki Pants. It probably is Khaki Pants. And I think Khaki Pants might shock the world and possibly end up beating Georgia. But that remains to be seen because, like I said, I think Jim Harbaugh, a.k.a. Khaki Pants, might be the smarter coach and make the proper adjustments that Kirby Smart can't make.
No.
Armani up here just changing the subject on us. So, all right, we're going to go to
They not beat Georgia. They not getting past us.
Hold on right quick. Armani changed it.
My bad, Rev. My bad.
So, we're going to go to the final college playoffs ranking. So
my bad.
Alabama, because of being Georgia's number 1, Michigan's number 2. They are the Big Ten champion. Georgia is got an at-large bid because they were undefeated prior to their loss against Alabama, and Cincinnati wins their conference. So with that being said, Armani begins talking about Khaki Pants and Michigan possibly beating Georgia, and it sounds like he may be leaning in Michigan's direction. Red, obviously you don't agree. Go with it.
Armani, you give me, I'm feeling like Daisy Domagoo in The Hateful Eight, man, and how she was talking to Chris Mannix at the end of the movie. You picking now? You decide to be a Khaki Pants lover? Now? You want to be a Khaki Pants lover, homeboy? Oh, okay. Well, come on and join the Khaki Pants bandwagon. You're going to be disappointed just like the rest of the Michigan fans when we wipe the floor with him in that playoffs. What, you running from us? You don't want to see us again? I thought y'all know you ain't worried about UGA.
Oh, I'm not. I'm not.
So why you talking about Khaki Pants? Man, do you know we finna take all our anger out on Khaki Pants? I ain't worried about them. What I'm worried about is the game after Khaki Pants. That's the game I'm worried about. Shoot,
and that's the problem. And that is the problem right there. gonna get y'all caught. Y'all gonna get caught. And the fans thinking like that is what's gonna get y'all caught.
Well, we gotta beat khaki pants first.
Let's just say this. We know that Michigan's quarterback is nowhere near dominant like Bryce Young. That's number one.
Right. He a pick six.
We know that Michigan's quarterback cannot maneuver like Bryce Young.
No way.
We know that Michigan's strength is the running game. We know that Georgia's strength on defense is stopping the running game. So this is why I would say, yes, Georgia has to be cautious not to overlook them. But if you match Michigan's strength with Georgia's strength, Georgia is not going to be worried about Michigan to the level that they're going to be worried about Alabama. We got to remember, Armani, before you start making these picks, there's no Williams and no Mechie on Michigan's team.
That's true.
Remember that.
Oh, I know.
That's part of the problem.
That's true.
All right. And even when Georgia plays, if they play Alabama again, Alabama may be in a little trouble because Mechie won't be playing.
And another 5-star in there. That's all right.
And Mechie was key in that game in the first half when Alabama went on the run to take the lead from Georgia because Alabama did not dominate in the second half like they did in the first half. A lot of their progress in the second half came off Stetson Bennett's interception. So when you just have to game plan for Williams and not Williams and Mechie, that's entirely a different ballgame. But Bryce Young is still a dog. But let's keep in mind, Michigan does not have those wide receiver weapons, and that's what really did Georgia's defense in because Alabama couldn't run that ball against Georgia.
Mm-mm.
They took it over the top on Georgia, and that's how they beat Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan does not have that kind of prolific offense with those kind of receivers to blow the top off of Georgia's secondary. So, keep in mind, Khaki Pans is probably a better coach than Kirby, but he doesn't have the personnel that Alabama has.
Okay.
Is that fair?
That is fair.
That is fair. Yeah. I mean, it's fair. I mean, we playing Michigan, like I say, had Michigan and Alabama played the first round, and we ended up playing Michigan in the title game. Man, please, I wouldn't have been worried at all.
All right, real quickly, since we're doing college playoff, Coach, I'm going to let you answer this one first. How many points does Alabama beat Cincinnati by?
Maybe 5 to 10.
Wow.
What did he say?
We'll ask that question again when it comes that time. And we'll with Coach Seeds. He said 5 to 10 points. Wow.
That's a good game then.
Armani, I know you got it in the 30s. What you got, Armani?
I'll say they'll beat them by 21.
That's 3 touchdowns. That's a pretty big lead. Red, what you got?
I was gonna say the 3 touchdown skunk. If it's within 5 or 10 points, hey, Cincinnati might win. If it's within 5 or 10 points now, yeah, I know I might. I know that's wishful thinking. I know. Alabama will win by a field goal. I'm not even setting myself up for that disappointment. It's gonna be Alabama in the title game versus whoever come from Michigan and Georgia. Cincinnati.
How many points will they win by?
No, I'm with our money, at least 3 touchdowns, 21 points.
Okay.
I'm saying it's gonna be a man. It's just gonna be a blowout. I just don't see it was gonna be the same blowout that UGA was gonna beat them by. That's what I'm saying. And I thought we was gonna wipe the floor with Cincinnati. So whatever we were gonna do with Cincinnati, Alabama gonna do the same thing.
And Maurice brings up a very valid point. Maurice, let's read this comment. Cincinnati has the best pair of DBs in the country. Don't sleep on the Bearcats. But
and what about the running game?
To alternate that, Maurice, to counterpunch that, Alabama offensive line is probably better than Cincinnati's defensive line. So we'll be able to run the football against Cincinnati. So
yeah.
I mean, can we not even spend that much time on that comment, because let's think this. Name the wide receiver or wide receiver duo that Cincinnati has played this year.
Tulane.
Nobody compared to Michi or anybody Alabama guy. I'll put it like this. Any wide receiver they playing in that chump division ain't compared to none of the wide receivers that they would have to play in the SEC.
You know, even they played Notre Dame was their top game this year. Who's the top Notre Dame wide receiver? Do we know his name?
I have no
idea.
All right. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, I appreciate Maurice Thor's comment, but like, who's the threat? You know, that's why some folk were nervous about Georgia, because Georgia had not really faced wide receivers of the caliber of Mechie and Williams.
You're right.
And that's why
some folk were afraid. Ain't the best.
That's why some folk were afraid if Georgia's defense could not get to the quarterback, that was going to really happen. And really, Kirby's scheme was bad in the first half. Why are you only rushing 3 people?
For real, dude. I mean, it seemed like you're right, Rev, because whatever blitz they were going at, it wasn't getting there. Whatever he was rushing was not getting there. And once you realize, dude, Alabama got your blitz in check. Kirby should have tried something else. He should have tried more creative designs or exotic blitzes, because them basic blitzes were not working. Come on, Kirby. You know Saban gonna be ready for them basic blitzes, man. That's what I'm saying.
Kirby thought too highly of his front 4 or front 3, and he thought they could do enough to get to him. And I guess they were buying the press off of what Auburn did to Alabama's offensive line the previous week. And you got to stay with your own strengths. So, you know, go after Bryce Young. Put the pressure on Alabama's deep offensive line. When you only rushing 3, you giving them confidence, and now you boosting them up. So now they're about ready for when you try to bring more. They could have gone after Alabama from the very beginning, sending those blitz, you know, instead of sitting back. And they could have given Alabama's offensive line the blues.
Real, I hate when teams do that, man. Stay true to your character. Why is you gonna drop 7 back and play zone, and then meet you, and the other guy still beat us over the top? So obviously your zone wasn't working. Go back to what got you there, fool. You got to get Brian Young uncomfortable. You got to make him uncomfortable if you got any chance to win. Dude was just standing back there, comfortable, reading everything, not panicking at all. You are not going to beat a 5-star quarterback like that. How do you beat Tom Brady? You get him uncomfortable. You get him moving around, throwing passes off the run what he's not comfortable to do. What does Brady and quarterbacks like him love to do? They love to step up in the pocket and make the throw. He don't like to move. He like to stay stable. What do you got to do with a guy like Brian Young? Knock off the stability. Jeez, Kirby. Freaking idiot, man.
Well, they made him uncomfortable in the second half when the game was already kind of lopsided.
Over with then.
Yeah, because, I mean, he didn't have as many big plays in the second half. And actually, Georgia did enough to try to get back in the game because the defense stopped them about 2 or 3 times in a row. But the problem was the offense couldn't score, and then Kirby went into panic mode when he goes for 4th and 9 instead of kicking the field goal in the third quarter. That's when you know he was shook.
I didn't understand that. I was like,
I mean, you kick the field goal, you got 11, you only down 11. This dude goes for 4th and 9.
That wasn't smart.
Oh, wait, I know you like it, though.
I loved it. I was like, Kirby, what are you? So the thing is, I took the fandom out of me at that point. I was like, Kirby, what are you doing? It's 4th and 9, man. Punt the football. Let your defense play.
God, that was
defense.
so stupid.
I was like,
he didn't have to punt the ball. He could have gone for a field goal. They were in field goal.
They were in field goal range.
Yeah, and we had a good kicker. We got a good kicker.
Yeah, they were in field goal range, and this dude going for it on 4th and 9 when your offense can't get anything going.
With Stetson freaking Bennett, man. What's wrong with JT Daniels? If you wanna take gambles like that, dude, then take a real gamble. Put your best quarterback out there.
Well, the only thing that we got to remember as Georgia fans is this: Stetson Bennett has legs, JT Daniels doesn't. And part of beating Alabama, you got to have legs. And I think that's the reason why Kirby kept him in the game, because Stetson Bennett can provide those yardage with his legs that JT Daniels can't. JT Daniels is like Matt Ryan. And I would still give him a try. But that's the one thing that you do miss if you put JT Daniels in the game, and that's the ability to have a mobile quarterback.
Yeah, the Stetson Bennett got legs, but he ain't got QB awareness, QB IQ, and too much anything else he gonna need to beat Alabama in a big time school with. So sorry, I know he mobile, but you gotta have more than mobility.
Well, to close on this, Maurice, I think Red alluded to this earlier in the show where he said that part of Kirby's problem is that he relies too much on his defense. And Armani basically alluded to the fact that Kirby is trying to win championships based on how Nick Saban initially won championships at Alabama with the subpar quarterback and a great defense. And that's kind of the mode that Kirby is in, but the game has surpassed that type of approach because defenses are too dynamic now.
No more Trent Dilfer, no more Brad Johnson. That day is over with. Okay, even Seattle had to have Russell Wilson, and they had a great defense. So you got to have a quarterback that can make some plays. I'm just sorry, you have to.
All right, real quickly, all of us in agreement. Bryce Young is the Heisman, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
All right, so there's no need to talk about that anymore.
Like Shannon Sharp said, though, like Shannon Sharp said on the Undisputed, it's not size, speed, strength. It's adaptability.
Okay. All right. Thank you for bringing the Shannon Sharp reference. I'm asleep with that one. All right. Last thing before we go to halftime, the NCAA coaching carousel continues. Oklahoma has their guy. They get the defensive coordinator from Clemson. We see that Oregon lost their guy to Miami. Their head coach goes to Miami. We see that Georgia is about to lose their defensive coordinator. He's going to Oregon. And Miami's coach, as of today, will become the defensive coordinator. Former coach will become the defensive coordinator for the Penn State Nittany Lions. So what do you all think about this coaching carousel, week 2 of it? What do you all think about it? Any particular hire raises your antennas, or you're excited about it more than any other?
I'll say Brent Venables was a great hire for Oklahoma. Why? Because they're going to the SEC now. And Brent Venables is a defensive-minded coach. And then now that you're coming over to the SEC, they already got in their minds like, okay, we're going to have to play defense now. There ain't no more just scoring up on opponents and not stopping nobody. So the Brent Venables hire was the best hire out of all of the coach, all these coaching changes in the NCAA. I didn't like the Oregon, the Cristobal going to Miami thing. I think he's from there, and that's why that kind of led him to where he wanted to go there. But I mean, you're not going to get much of a difference in talent from going to Oregon or going to Miami.
What you say?
You're not going to get much of a. What's the drop? What's the difference in the talent?
Hold on, Armani.
As far as recruiting,
Armani, hold on. There's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Getting you in the backyard of one of the biggest talent pools in the United States of America. Arguably, it's Florida, Texas, and Georgia, no particular order. Those are the three hotbeds for recruits in California.
Yeah, California.
California, Texas, Georgia, and Florida are the four hotbeds for recruiting. There's a reason why the U has been the U in years past, because they had so much talent in their backyard. Oregon ain't never had the reputation of the U. They've had some good seasons, but they never had championships, plural, like the U, because you got a lot of talent in Florida that is not going to Miami because Miami has not put a premium on getting a top-notch coach. The last good coach that they had was Butch Davis. They just, tried to do some patchwork with Larry Coker, but remember when they had Jimmy Johnson?
Yeah.
All right.
Ed Reed and Ray Lewis.
When they had Butch Davis before he left to go to the Cleveland Browns, they were competing or in the national championship hunt every year. So the talent is there in Miami. There's a huge difference between the talent that he can get in Miami versus the talent that comes to Oregon. A lot of folk are going to Oregon because of their uniforms and the Nike brand. But when you start talking about Miami, that's a whole nother ball game if they got the right coach there. All right, Red, jump in there. What coaching?
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna piggyback a little bit off of Armani's argument. Now, if you want to have a criticism for the Cristobal hire, instead of criticizing what he has to work with in the backyard, which Rev said is a complete difference. I mean, dude, if you a good coach and can recruit, you can win in Miami. Let's criticize the actual hire, Mario Cristobal. Is that what you want to criticize? Is that a better criticism? Because first of all, I'm trying to figure out what is Miami. I mean, yeah, I know Mario Cristobal went there and he used to play there, but dude, man, we just got finished watching him choke his brains out in the Pac-10 all year long with a semi-talented team in Oregon. You got obviously the number one pick in the draft, arguably, and this was a pretty talented team you had this year. You were choking your brains out all season long. You had one win against Ohio State, but last few weeks of the season, you pretty much played yourself out of the doggone national playoffs. So I'm kind of curious at the hire of Mark Cristobal. Now, he'll probably have a better team down there, so we'll see what happens. But I think Cristobal is a little suspect. I remember I said it first. Now, I'm saying I'm sure he'll have a better team than he had at Oregon. But I'm saying Miami may have just had the Miami version of Kirby Smart. We'll see if I'm wrong. But the other hires, I really don't care too much about. Our defensive coordinator is replacing Cristobal, but Kirby is really our defensive coordinator. So that's just like Dan Quinn leaving or Gus Bradley leaving Seattle and Pete Carroll still there. Yeah, we can have defensive coordinators here and there leave UGA. Kirby Smart is the defensive coordinator. The other hires don't really they're fine. They're fine. But I'm just, like I say, I'm curious to see what Cristobal does in Miami. Because like you said, Rev, he going to have plenty of players to recruit. Let's see if he recruit the right ones. And let's see if he can win some of these big games, the ones that he failed to win in Oregon.
All right. Now, Red questioned the Cristobal hire. See if he's questioning if he's really as good as people may think he is. Armani made a great point about Oklahoma going to the SEC. This is why that may have encouraged them to look at a defensive-minded coach. Typically, Coach is the NCAA football guru on the panel. So, Coach, what are your thoughts about the second week of the coaching carousel? What you got?
Well, you look at all these different programs who flip-flop and sending people here and there, and there's no doubt that Cristobal has a lot to work with. But still in first place in I got the pressure on you is the coach for Notre Dame. He's still in first place as far as pressure-wise can he continue what Brian Kelly did? And Kelly was winning, so Marcus Freeman is still the one under the hot seat for as far as coaches, in my opinion. Now Venables, you got a defense, but what you gonna do with offense? You got offensive players leaving you every week, transferring. So who's gonna be your offense? You can coach defense, which Oklahoma seemed to be lacking the last few years, but where your offense gonna come from? You like to outscore people, and Oklahoma does, but who you gonna outscore now? Brian Kelly, you want to be big time or come to LSU? I see him struggling the first couple years before he finally gets it together. I don't see him just jumping right into the SEC and winning right off the bat. He might, but you never know. So Marcus Freeman, I hope Marcus Freeman comes in, and I never will be a Notre Dame fan, but I hope he comes in and has success and does well. Will he get to a national championship? Because no, I don't see a lot of people passing by those southern schools going to Notre Dame and playing. It could steal some people, but I know they're going to put a lot of pressure on him. And I see Oregon trying to go back in the days, trying to get Chip Kelly to leave UCLA and come back. He probably could go back to Oregon because Chip Kelly will say, I like UCLA, but Oregon treated me this way and that way.
Well,
he might go back.
That ship is sailed because they already named Georgia's defense coordinator, head coach.
Oh, okay, they named him. Okay, so There we go. So a lot of them, like I said, are under the gun, and I ain't gonna forget Lincoln Riley. USC wants you to win right off the bat. They don't want you to come in. Oh well. We're going to take a few years. We're going to get it back. No, they're not going to want to hear that out in Southern California. You come in with the reputation of a quarterback whisperer. You know how to develop quarterbacks. And now you have 3 or 4 that are 5 stars, or that were 5 stars, coming to you. You're going to have to figure out which one is going to be the one to start your team off next year because the young man that left Oklahoma and came there, he's going to want to play. But you already got 2 there. So we're going to see it. I think it's going to be, will USC be in the mix? Depends on what you got. Who you start at quarterback.
Don't worry, Coach. USC will be in the mix pretty soon, and know it.
Yeah, Coach.
Exactly. Never try to act all modest and stuff. Good well, Lincoln Riley about to get the best offensive players in that state. The USC is going to be back on the rise. That was a great hire. Lincoln Riley's going to have that offense. I don't know what the defense is going to do, but that offense is going to be on point. And any kid in the California state that's trying to get their name big on the offensive side, they are definitely going to go play for Lincoln Riley. Why would you not?
Yeah, the recruiting there is over. I mean, you can't, like I said, Nick Saban, Kirby, don't even think about going out west to recruit no more.
Not
for no big name. Don't even think about going out there.
They're gonna get all the big time California wide receivers. Yep. It ain't gonna be a stud wide receiver that's gonna leave California and come down here when you got Lincoln Riley at USC. Running back wise, quarterback wise, what you say? What y'all got about 3 or 4 on the roster that need to play right now, Coach?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
You about to add 3 or 4 more. Because y'all quarterbacks, y'all gonna have them waiting in line out there playing with Lincoln Riley at USC, man. Like I say, that was a good hire. That was a good hire.
All right, let's close it out, gentlemen. It's halftime of the Red Rev Sports Show. Great sports talk, a lot of college football. On the other side, we're coming to you with NBA basketball and pro football. We'll be right back to start the second half of the Red Rev Sports Show. We are back on the Red Rev Sports Show, coming to you with the second half of the sports show. Mr. Newsom, unmute your mic, please, sir. And we'll continue on with the show. Brother VP said Riley will help raise everyone else's game in the Pac-12. I believe that, and that's going to call for some coaching changes in the Pac-12 when you bring somebody like
when USC is on top. Everybody game got to step up. See, they wasn't caring because USC ain't been doing nothing lately. But man, once they get back on top.
Yeah, flips through channels, naked squirrel skinning on the hall.
My mom's really watching it. Then.
The president is off the chain. All right, gentlemen. Let's go right into it, man. We're gonna do 5 for 5. We haven't been doing it for the past 2 weeks. We got some hot topics with basketball. We got Lakers, Ben Simmons, Dame Lillard, and then to close out 5 for 5. We're going to ask the question, who is the NFL Coach of the Year? And then the last question is going to be, what's going on with coaches? Pittsburgh Steelers, coaches' blood pressure. Coach blood pressure might get up a little bit, but we'll see what happens. Let's crank it up, gentlemen. Here we go, 5 for 5. Let's do it.
My first 5 for 5 in about 2 or 3 weeks.
We haven't had it in 2 weeks.
Huh?
We haven't had it in 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, I know. My bad.
All right, here we go. We're going to start with you, Coach. Can the Lakers be fixed? That's what we're talking about for 5 for 5. You got 45 seconds, then on to the next person. What you got, Coach?
Oh, sure they can be fixed. They're still in the playoffs right now. And somebody said, well, they're saving everything for the playoffs. Maybe they are. But Frank Vogel, it's not all on him. And it's not all on Anthony Davis. It's not all on one person. It's a conglomeration of things. So what you do is you sit down and you brought in certain people to do certain things. Start letting them do it. And stop trying to put them in other positions to do other things. You brought them in for a particular reason. Use them in those particular reasons and get your lineup right. You know, it's an experiment. Everybody loves to use the old thing. But use that and get your experiment right now. And constantly stay in the playoff hunt. And then, by the time the playoffs come around, you may have the team winning it off.
Armani, what you got?
The Lakers can be fixed. Here's how. Nobody in their first year playing together, Westbrook, LeBron, AD, all these guys have to mesh together to make it work. Give it some time. You know, it's still early in the season. They're still in playoff contention, so give them some time, man. Everybody say, oh, trade Westbrook away, trade Malik Monk away, trade this guy away. No. Keep everything together. Let them develop some chemistry. And then once the season goes along, they crawl, walk, then they will start running. That's all I got to say.
Red, can the Lakers be fixed?
Yeah, we can be fixed. Trade Westbaum, fire Bogle, get some of these scrubs off the floor every night, fix LeBron's health. He need to stay healthy. Now I'm just playing. Look, yeah, we can be fixed. Anthony Davis has to play better. We have got to stop. We have got to cut out the turnovers. Our defense has to play on a more consistent level. We were doing fine up into that Memphis game. I thought I was going to be able to come on the show and say some positive things about Westbaum into that Memphis game. Of course, we beat the brakes off of Oklahoma City last night. But look, yes, we can be fenced, man. I hope we ain't gonna come with a whole mid-season worth of trades and firings and switching around. We just need to cut out the turnovers, step up our defense, and Anthony Davis has got to start playing more like a top 5 player.
All right. Let's see what Reverend Knight Nation has to say if the Lakers can be fixed. The president says the Lakers season is dead, kind of appropriate since they play in the crypt.
Crypt.
That's the new name for the Staples Center.
The VP says, sure, they can be fixed. If they don't use Gorilla Glue, then it'll fall apart at the wrong moment. They have a group of ragtag superstars figured out. If certain players take a slice of humble pie, then it's very fixable. The brow needs to bro up Mr. Glass self. All right, we got about 2 more minutes. Any other additional comments before we move on to the next topic?
I mean, we probably don't need to blow stuff. I mean, look, the team is decent. We play fine when we don't turn the ball over. We got to cut out the turnover. We can't have all of these silly turnovers every night, allowing teams that don't even belong on our level to hang around the game and eventually win. We can't keep blowing double-digit leads. Our defense has got to be consistent, like it was during the bubble. Like I say, Lakers just got to get some consistency. And Anthony Davis has he has got to step his game up. Dude is playing like a second or third option. Dude, you really need to be the number 1 option. LeBron is 38. Yeah, I'm happy that we got his talent and his wisdom on the team, but the dude is 38.
Well, the reality is that Anthony Davis is overrated. Some folk are trying to give him a pass because they still think he may be hurt from last year and he hadn't recovered. But then
he ain't hurt.
All during the offseason, they talked about he got a new trainer, he gotten bigger, so forth and so on. But the reality is he's soft. And that's the reality.
Bubblegum.
He's soft. Real quickly before we go, Dante brings up a good question. Depends on what you mean by fix, make the playoffs, yes, but win title, no. That's a good distinction. And somebody, I think, pretty much, I don't think anybody thinks right now the way the Lakers are playing that they're title ready to win a championship.
The title is going through the Warriors and the Suns, and then the West.
Sister Williams, why did they trade Dennis to the Suns? They didn't trade him. He rejected a contract that the Lakers offered him during the regular season. The Lakers did not sign him when he became a free agent. They traded for Russell Westbrook, and that's how Dennis Schroeder wound up being a Celtic. And last comment on this, AD is playing like Alfred when he's a solid Robin. Yeah. All right. Let's move on.
And Robin is as high as he gonna get.
Let's move on to the next one. We're gonna start with Armani. So Armani, get ready. Your favorite topic, brother. And here we go. We're dealing with Ben Simmons. Is the Ben Simmons saga coming to an end in Philly? What say you, Armani? Roll with it.
Listen. I'm still so sick of hearing about that guy. I don't even call him Ben Simmons no more. He's just that guy. I'm sick of hearing about him. All right. Is the saga coming to an end? Hopefully, yes. Like I've been saying in the past, I don't know, couple months. 76ers GM move heaven and earth to get Damian Lillard to the Sixers and Ben Simmons to the Portland Trailblazers. I'm tired of hearing about him. He blames everything on mental health. Listen, again, he don't want to be there, and we don't want him there. The fans don't want him there. I don't want him there. Nobody wants him there. Just trade him. Get up the trade package together because it's clearly not going to work. It ain't been working. So go ahead, get a nice little trade package together, ship him on over to Portland, or ship him on over to the Cavaliers. And we can get Sexton and a few other guys, or Damian and a few other guys. Just get them out of town. It's over.
Red.
Yes, sir.
My thoughts on this coming to an end.
Not if Armani think they gonna move him for Ben Simmons, it ain't. I mean, not Ben Simmons, but Dame Lillard, it ain't. Did you hear what Lillard said? And did you hear what the Blazers said? They ain't moving Lillard, especially for no Ben Simmons. So y'all better find another guinea pig or some other clown that y'all want to move. Hey, call Sacramento. See what the see what the word is on De'Aaron Fox. See if Marcus Bagley Jr. want to move. I'm saying y'all would be better off calling Sacramento than worrying about Portland or one of these other. Call Minnesota. See what's going on with what's the point guard there that the Lakers had?
Cleveland, Sexton. Cleveland.
Oh yeah, that's right. You want Sexton? Well, I don't know what Daryl Moore think about old Colin Sexton. You know, he like big names. So, but hey, that's an option too because I do like Colin. Real talk, Armani. I do like Colin Sexton's game. He has improved.
Coach, 5 for 5. Is Ben Simmons saga coming to an end?
Yeah, because eventually Ben Simmons gonna be working as your local bus boy or announcer or something because nobody gonna want him. See, Ben is only damaging himself with these statements and acting like he's sick and acting like he's. And I used to say, all right, he's gonna be playing, but now it's almost like Ben Simmons may not even be in the league because nobody will want to come to an agreement to try to take him. And they thinking, hey, if he come to my team, what's gonna stop him from doing the same thing he's doing in Philly? So I don't know what Simmons do. He might be in the Greg Oden bus category after a while.
All right, let's see what Revenite Nation has to say real quickly. Vincent says if Lieutenant Suna has any say so, the saga would have ended many moons ago. The president says ain't nobody taking no shots on Ben, and apparently he ain't either. Maurice Broder says trade Simmons to Indiana. They're in a mood for a fire sale, and the talk is they can get some bonus out of it. Vincent Woodruff, the VP, Ben Simmons, and LiAngelo Ball starts new valet parking venture in the NBA. And Sister Williams, Vincent Woodruff, isn't that why you hire an agent to help you make wise decisions? All right, last comment. Teams are avoiding Ben Simmons like the blue bonnet.
Not the blue bonnet.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
All right, anybody? We got about 1 minute and 20 seconds left on it. It doesn't look like Ben Simmons will be going to Portland, especially with McCollum's collapsed lung, because that was some of the talk that they were going to get him in return for Ben Simmons. So with McCollum's collapsed lung, that won't be happening anytime soon. Some people are talking about that he may actually go to Indiana with the package of players inclusive of Sabonis. So we'll see if that will be taking place with the Sixers. If they're trying to compete for anything of any significance this year, they need to go head on and make that move so that they can start building their chemistry. Because right now, Tyrese Maxey has done really well, but with the kind of move that they may make to get rid of Ben Simmons, will that compromise the progress of Tyrese Maxey? How will the player that they bring in be able to partner with Joel Embiid? Those are the things that the Sixers need to figure out well before the playoffs so that they can try to compete for an Eastern Conference championship. Anybody got a closing comment within 30 seconds?
Why don't Ben sit down with Gail King? Maybe she'll help him out. I don't know. Or the girl on love therapy or something. I don't know. Somebody need to talk to him. Just let him spill his true feelings out. I don't know. Something.
All right, gentlemen. Now, we've already kind of alluded to it, but let's go right into it. Will Damian Lillard remain in Portland? I think, Red, it's on you. What you got as we start 5 for 5? Hold on.
Smarty won't.
Go and start.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Will Damian Lillard remain in Portland? Not if he's smart, he won't. I mean, if he want to win a ring, he won't. If he's trying to better his career and add a little pizzazz to his name, no, he won't stay in Portland. Dude, you are on the KG scale right now. And the one thing Kevin Garnett regretted at the end of his career was that he stayed in Minnesota too long. Look, we appreciate your loyalty. We appreciate everything you do for the Portland community, Dame. But you're an NBA superstar athlete. It's about winning rings, baby. It's not about how long you can stay in one place and help that team win meaningless games, okay? You got to get a ring. You got to get established in a place that can help you win a championship, Dame Lillard. We hate to see your career fall into the Kevin Garnett category.
All right, Coach.
Oh, he gonna stay. He not going anywhere. He made that commitment. Talking about I love Portland. I did that Portland. So now if you leave, you'll be just like any other player that jumps a team, Kevin Durant. You be just like any other team go searching for a ring. I know that's what you want to do, but you made that commitment to Portland. Bring in this, bring in that. You like Chauncey Billups. So now, what you gonna do now, Dane? You want to leave? After you said all that, go ahead. We'll see what happens.
Armani.
The real question is, Damian Lillard, you want to stay in Portland, but do you want to be more committed to the city, or do you want to win more? What players are you going to get that's going to want to come to Portland and play with you? None. Portland is not a really an attractive place to play. So, with that being said, come on over. I know it's okay. It's okay. Come on over. You know what I'm saying? Philly. You know, city of brotherly love. We will embrace you. You know what I mean? Hey, just make it happen. You want to compete for a championship? Your best place to play will be Philadelphia. We already got a good team for you. Got Embiid going crazy. Got a good bench. Got a good coach in Doc Rivers. Just come on. What you waiting on, man? You want to win, or do you want to sit at home and twiddle your thumbs come the postseason?
All right, let's do what Reverend Night Nation is saying about this real quickly. Team. Oh, he already said that. I'm sorry. Here it is. Could be a multi-team deal in order to pull this off. Dame Dollar not winning in the Pacific Northwest, period. Also, they have to make some major moves. I don't see that happening. He's stuck like Chuck, and I think that he's stuck like Chuck is probably the thing that we need to think about because Portland has him until 2025.
Ooh, dang.
So he can't force nothing.
Nope.
When he signed that Supermax extension, that really caused him not to be able to determine his own fate. So therefore, Portland is in the driver's seat because it's not like he's going to sit out for 3 years. The best he could do is just retire. And I don't think he's turning down that money because he loves basketball too much. But let me go back to Armani. So what is the package that could bring him to Philadelphia?
Oh, that's okay. All right. I ain't really thought this all the way through, Red.
This ain't NBA 2K. You know?
I know. This is wishful thinking. You know, they can have Ben Simmons and Maxey and
a couple of draft picks.
Philadelphia fans ain't going for that because Maxey is young, Maxey's energetic, and you got to remember Damian Lillard is 32. Maxey's only like 21. Ooh. Plus, Maxey's contract is not that heavy. And you still got Joel Embiid, who has a pretty hefty contract. So
Steph Curry.
Maxey is the epitome of what Philadelphia fans love. He got heart. He's going to play hard every time. And those are the kind of players that they love in Philadelphia.
So my question with that will be: can Maxey develop into the player that can be enough to put the 76ers over the top? I don't have no problem with Maxey. I like Maxey too, but if you're trying to win right now, I think he's on a 1 to 2 year learning curve and development curve to where he's not really going to get you over the top. But I mean, if you want to keep Maxey in there and then maybe put Ben Simmons, if he wants to, at the 3 or the 2. No, it'll be 3. He ain't playing 2. Can that work? So the question is, it's up to Philadelphia. I mean, my thing is, do you want to win right now? Because Embiid not getting no younger. Ben Simmons just got here. Embiid not getting, your star player isn't getting no younger. But Embiid is going to want to win.
Well, here's the larger issue. Mm-hmm. Can the Sixers win throwing money to people like Tobias Harris?
There you go. What is he doing with that contract right there?
That's where you got to start thinking about how people are spending money. You know, like I think Maxey could be a third best player, but who is your second best player? That's who you got, and that second best player has to be somebody who can score, and you need somebody who's a wing guy who can really score, who could put the ball on the floor. If Tobias Harris had Ben Simmons ball handling, you got the great best Robin, because Tobias Harris can score, shoot the rock, but he can't put the ball on the floor that well. You know? So you got two players where you're paying them a lot of money, but if you could combine their skills, that's the kind of three that you really want in Philadelphia.
Absolutely.
So here it is. So now putting the cart before the horse, and the president said, in his case, the missile before the That's pretty clever right there. All right, gentlemen, we're about to switch topics. We're moving from basketball. Ben Simmons, that's a good comment right there. The ultimate buyers.
Yeah, dog.
That's good. All right, we're going to switch sports, and we're going to the NFL. And Coach, we're going to go right at you. The NFL Coach of the Year right now is fill in that blank for us, Coach.
Bill Belichick. I mean, who thought a man could take a team that throws 3 passes and win a football game? Who thought Belichick and the Patriots were going to be in first place, leading not just the division, but the conference with that team he had? Who thought that? Nobody. There's pretty names out there, but Belichick has stayed the course and done what he needed to do to have his team in first place with the number 1 seed. So I'm going to go Bill Belichick.
Armani. Caught you.
Older khaki pants. John Harbaugh. He's losing all his best players on defense, and he's still being able to keep one of the higher seeds in the AFC. So, with that being said, he should have at least a mention for Coach of the Year. Humphrey gone, the other cornerback gone. They're missing a linebacker. I mean, why not? And if not him, then okay, Bill Belichick, because he's doing something that we didn't think he would do. He's turning the Patriots into the number 1 seed with a rookie quarterback. Who would have thought that? So one of those two guys.
Red.
I got a tie between Frank Reich in Indiana and Riverboat Run in Washington. I think I'm gonna lean to a Riverboat Run in Washington because Frank at least got a decent QB. Riverboat Run, he got kind of a scrub QB who's blossoming into a decent QB at the right time when his team really needed. I mean, let's start off. They came into the season with some expectations, defensive expectations. They didn't live up to them. You lost Ryan, you lost Fitzpatrick, and Taylor Heineke still has this team in a position to where they control their own destiny at this point of the season. Win out, you win the division. Win 3 of your last 5, you in the playoffs. Good job, Riverboat Run. Good job.
All right, so Coach has Belichick. Armani said, let's start with the older Harbaugh brother. And then Red got a tie between Riverboat, Ron, and who was the other person?
Frank Reich with the Colts.
Frank Reich for the Colts. All right. Let's see what the Revenite Nation has to say.
Oh,
Bull Rider, get your love. Maurice Thor, Cliff Kingsbury in Arizona deserves to be in the mix. No doubt about it. After all, they have the best record in the NFC. Got to give Brother Cliff some love. And Vincent Woodruff, the VP, says, yeah, Kingsbury. Yeah, Belichick for honorable mention. Very good job with a rookie QB. Who would have thunk it? I'm surprised I did not hear the name Arthur Smith.
Rev, see, there you go. Here it comes.
Why you gotta do that, Rev? Why you gotta do that, man?
Rev, you just love trolling, man.
Yeah, you know you're wrong. That's why he laughed. You know you're wrong.
Did you hear what he said earlier, Armani?
Oh, yeah, I heard him.
I don't think he heard my dope moment. I don't think you heard my dope moment.
No, I heard you. Your dope moment was the Tampa Bay beat the Falcons and all that good. It's all right.
Yeah. That was dope, man. That was real dope. And why you giving me a hard time, man? I'm just saying. I thought I was going to hear Arthur Smith reference because after all, get rid of Julio. You still got Matt Ryan. You should be good. That's what I thought. That was the game plan.
See how that turned out.
Real Arthur Smith is a joke at as a head coach, man. Okay.
I ain't gonna go that far now. You're taking it too far.
I thought that at the very beginning, but to be honest, he's starting to look the part. The guys play well. We got to remember Calvin Ridley has really let them down by not being available, even though Calvin Ridley, I think, was in over his head being a number one. I don't think he has the size, and they don't have the personnel around him to be a true number one. But I think Arthur Smith has done pretty well for his first year. He just got an old quarterback who can't really make plays.
Right about that.
Trying to teach an old new tricks.
So that's that. I will hold my judgment.
But again, coach of the year,
Arthur Smith. No, we know he ain't no coach of the year.
Yeah,
I was just being facetious with that. But
I'm just messing with you.
I'm gonna hold my judgment, grading Arthur Smith until they get a new quarterback. I'm gonna give him a pass because I don't think we really know what he's capable of doing until he gets a quarterback.
We got to see it. We got to see everybody what they got.
No doubt about it. All right, last topic, 4 for 4. And we're going to start with Armani and conclude with Coach because I'm sure he's going to have some real good heat after Red goes. Here we go. Coach done put the mask on for this one. What's going on with Armani's daddy's team? What's going on, Armani?
Well, I don't think my dad knows what's going on with his team, man, but I'm going to tell you what's wrong. I'm going to tell you what's wrong.
Tell us.
Big Ben got to go. It's just time, all right? Just like Matt Ryan got to go with us, and Big Ben got to go. It's time for a full, not even a rebuild, but it's time for not even a passing of the torch, a change at quarterback. Not only that, I think, and Red posted this a few days ago, it might be time for Mike Tomlin to get on up out of there. I'm not saying he's going to get fired, but what I'm saying is it might be time for a change of scenery. I mean, they're doing okay, but it's like when you don't have the proper pieces and you can't score on offense, then you got all kind of divas and stuff on the team. It becomes very dysfunctional. So with that being said, I would try first, starting with Big Ben. Let's get a change at quarterback. If that don't work, Mike Tomlin, you might need to just change the scenery. You might just need to.
Red, what you got?
I think Mike Tomlin needs to follow Big Ben right on up out of there. Look, and this is not a knock on Mike Tomlin. I think Mike Tomlin is one of the best coaches in the NFL. But let's break it down now. Mike Tomlin won the Super Bowl in 2009, almost 11, 12 years ago now. And it's just like you be at a place so long and such one place so long, and it's like it should take a toll. It's like his message, the message that was getting through 10 years ago is not getting through. What we know about Mike Tomlin is, man, he has a penchant for letting diva wide receivers take control of his team and just hamper his team in a real negative effect. And like I say, I have no problem with Mike Tomlin. He's a great coach. If he leave Pittsburgh today, he going to get high out of my Falcons. I would take him on my Falcons in a second. It's just a thing about...
Coach, what you got?
Well, when you combine youth plus immaturity, it tends to rear its head at certain times. And if you don't catch it at the start, then sometimes it rears its head at the wrong time. You know, Tomlin, Tomlin is doing what he can. Could he do more? Sure he could. Will he do more? Sure he will. Will the Steelers make the playoffs? Stay tuned. I can't predict that one because you never know. You got 4 of the tough games coming down the stretch, and that's going to determine whether you will stay or play. So you just got to keep fighting, I guess. I don't know. You got to do something about the young people. And Claypool, even though people want to piggyback on that play he did, he still had 8 catches for 93 yards, which means he didn't exactly wet the bed in that game. He made some big catches to get him some first downs.
All right, let's see what Revenant Nation is talking about with the 5 for 5 on the Steelers. Coach prepping for Armani's variant rant. Mike Tomlin needs a QB. The Steelers organization don't move on coaches that quickly. Bubby Bristol looking good, looking real good right now. Not number 6, I think that was his number. All right, we got about 90 more seconds here. Red, I'm gonna let you go back because you didn't finish your statement. Go ahead.
Tomlin, I just feel like if you're in one place for too long, it might just take a toll, and eventually your message might become hollow. And it just seems like Mike Tomlin's message with a lot of these young, especially young players, especially young diva receivers, it just seems like it rings hollow at times. I mean, I'm not saying, look, he's an effective coach. His defense still is playing hard for him. It's just like, man, he just loses control of a lot of his offensive players. And Big Ben still has some plays in him. He's older, but I don't think he was the problem Thursday night.
I got a question for Coach.
Yo.
For a first round and second round pick, would you take Matt Ryan?
Man.
You really don't want me to answer that. You don't want me to answer that. First and second round.
Moving on.
Oh my God.
Armani was being funny, like my Arthur Smith's comment about Coach of the Year. So real quickly, I think we can't really say it's Mike Tomlin until we get a new quarterback. The Pittsburgh Steelers get a new quarterback. I think that's where it that's where it starts. I think, Big Ben, I don't know if even his entire heart is in it, and I think they just need the new start at quarterback. Mike Tomlin's hands are tied with the quarterback situation because Big Ben superseded him. And therefore, Tomlin is at the mercy of Big Ben, and Big Ben has done enough in Pittsburgh to basically determine when he goes out. So once Big Ben goes out the door, then I think that's when we can start the clock on Tomlin to see if his voice has gotten hollow. I think one of the problems, as you all alluded to with the diva wide receivers, is that there's no true leadership on the offensive side of the ball. You don't have that Hines Ward there anymore, who could command respect amongst the players and show them what this thing is all about. When they got in the hands of when Antonio Brown became the top receiver, that's when all HE double hockey sticks broke loose with the age of the diva receiver, where you go from Antonio Brown to Juju and now Claypool. They don't have
Pouncey.
And Pouncey was on the offensive side of the ball as the center. So when you don't have that veteran leadership to be able to reel in these young studs, then you get these divas that are emerging. And Antonio Brown started that culture. Juju followed Antonio Brown. Claypool is followed Juju's pattern, and so forth and so on. And that's really hurt them on the offensive side of the ball. So maybe the Steelers might do well to bring in a veteran quarterback. Because I don't even know if a rookie quarterback would be the best fit for all of those different personalities that they have on the offensive side of the ball.
Rev,
go ahead.
Two-headed question for you. Two-headed question. Did Juju's injury, put him out here, hurt the Steelers? And also, let me see my other one. Somebody actually said by their own mouth that the Steelers are going to get rid of Claypool. Answer those questions for me.
Number one, of course, Juju's injury hurt their wide receiver depth, But when you got Deontay Johnson, he's emerged, to be a stud. Claypool is still a stud when he got his head right. So I don't think they're really hurting at the wide receiver position. I think they got to address the offensive line because Najee Harris doesn't have many holes to run. I mean, that kid has played phenomenally in spite of the circumstances. He's run hard. He's been a great person that they could throw the ball to out of the backfield. So I think they definitely need to increase their line to give Najee Harris a better opportunity to maximize his skills. The second thing is I would also talk about your second question, and that is they'd be a fool to get rid of Claypool. They got him at a low contract, plus he's a stud. Let's just be honest. That kid can make plays. He's just a bit immature right now. Armani, you had your Baptist finger up. Go with it.
What veteran quarterback? Who would you go out?
Ooh. Russell Wilson.
Okay. What about that guy down there? And if he's acquitted of all charges, what about that guy down there in Houston that's sitting on the couch at home?
Of course.
Deshaun Watson.
Course.
Yeah, you gotta give up something for him. What you gonna give up for him?
If I were Pittsburgh, I would give up trade. I would give up two first rounds.
Yeah, of course. They'll give up something for him because he's good for another 8 to 10 years.
Pittsburgh gonna trade 2 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson. I believe it when I see it.
Why not? If he's available.
If he's
why not? When are your team ever done no big move like that?
When you need a quarterback.
I'm saying Pittsburgh gonna do it. I ain't never seen them trade all that draft pick.
Pittsburgh still, even though they're having some defensive challenges, we saw Pittsburgh's season in one game this past Thursday.
Yeah.
You saw the worst of Pittsburgh and the best of Pittsburgh in one game. And Pittsburgh is not that far off from being a contender. They just need more consistency on offense. And if you have more consistency on offense, then that puts less pressure on the defense.
Yep.
I mean, hey, they got Watson. That would be a great follow-up to Ben. I just don't see them, making a big move like that because they usually build their team through the draft. And like you say, they still got holes to fill. So, I mean, 2 first-round picks, probably more for one player. That just don't seem like the Pittsburgh type of move. But, hey, if they do it, hey.
That's fair. I mean, your assessment about what Pittsburgh normally does, that's a fair assessment.
Yeah, they kind of conservative, especially with their draft picks because most of they build their team around their draft picks. They build their team around players playing good during their rookie contracts. They build their team around a lot of, scrap iron players. They just get lucky. Like I say, that's why what your GM name is? Kevin
Colbert.
That's why a dude earns his money year after year.
But the thing about it is,
go ahead, Coach.
You got Pittsburgh that's going to have a lot of cap room next year. They report they're going to have about $70-80 million of cap room next year. So that'll help, if nothing else.
I ain't never seen them that much cap room.
Yeah, they're gonna be full next year.
That's what I'm saying. They might go out and see what's a veteran quarterback. They might be better off looking to see what veteran quarterback is on the free agent market before they move 2 draft picks for Watson. Not saying that, look, Watson it will be a good pickup for any team. I just don't see the steal. You know what? And y'all might laugh at it, but I can see them doing it. I can see the Steelers signing Ryan Fitzpatrick to a 1-year deal before I see them moving 2 draft picks. Yeah, of course. No,
he hurt.
But before I see them moving,
coming off injury.
You gotta. Here's the thing, Red. You made the point, which is a very valid point, that the Steelers are accustomed to building their team from the draft. Now, the problem is the Steelers are in need of a quarterback
right now.
what quarterback in this year's draft is going to help them ascend?
Yeah.
None.
Who?
None.
Exactly. So now, if they built the Steelers off of Big Ben, they got him in the draft. There's no quarterback in this year's draft that's going to help them. They are guessing that magic can be found or lightning in a bottle can be found with Haskins. That's a guess. There's nothing solid behind that.
That's a bad
if
guess.
you already have a pretty solid defense, you got good weapons on offense, and you got to be able to maximize, the time that you have with Deontay Johnson because he's going to get a pay raise. You got Harris. He's going to be one of the top running backs paid in the next 3 years. You got to go get that quarterback now, so they're going to have to do something different. Big Ben staying around may have hurt them. Not being able to get that quarterback last year when you had quite a few solid quarterbacks. That hurt Pittsburgh. So now let's get a veteran. And really, that's what they need to go along with the offensive weapons that they have. They need somebody that these wide receivers would look up to. And listen, Big Ben got help when he came into the league because he had veteran leadership on the offensive side of the ball. You had the bus as a running back. You had Hines Ward at wide receiver.
Santonio Holmes.
Yeah, you had all those guys.
I don't know how much of a leader he is now, but I feel what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
Hines Ward and the bus.
Who helped Big Ben's learning curve. Because you got all these young receivers, now they got to operate in reverse. They got to get a veteran quarterback who can help Claypool simmer down. Juju is probably gone after this year because they only signed him to a 1-year contract in the first place. So Juju is probably gone. They don't really need him, in my opinion, because they've already replaced him with Deontay Johnson, who is way more explosive than Juju could ever imagine to be. And
go ahead, Ray. I'm sorry.
Claypool is your number 2. You ain't paying Juju $15 million to be no slot receiver. Go ahead, Coach.
Now they mentioned your buddy the other night. Your favorite cousin.
Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins?
Yeah.
He's probably available because I think he
will be.
Yeah, he'll be. That is better if you're not trying to. If you're trying to use the cap room that you talked about, and not doing the strange things that we've been talking about that Red alluded to that Pittsburgh doesn't normally do, that may go up more in Pittsburgh's line of thinking to get somebody like Kirk Cousins. I would not sign him to the same type of contract he signed with the Vikings.
That ain't happening.
Insane. But Kirk Cousins is not terrible, but I don't think you're winning a championship with him either.
No.
So you need Russell Wilson to get luck up and get past that Seattle and then come on with.
I was gonna say that Russell Wilson move may not be a bad, or hey, maybe Jimmy G because he's gonna be available.
I would stay away from Jimmy G. He doesn't have that Pittsburgh brand.
That's a good point. Is Russell Wilson? Is he a Pittsburgh type quarterback? Does he fit that mold, Coach? Is Russell Wilson a Pittsburgh type player?
He doesn't have to be a Pittsburgh style quarterback, but with them offensive wide receivers, he got his mobility. He can make a lot happen on that team with his mobility. And then you got a running back like Harris. Yeah, you can change a lot.
That's what I was thinking. What Vincent said.
Sierra
gonna accrue the city.
If she can deal with Seattle, if she can deal with Seattle in that high elevation or whatever they got over there and all the rain and all that crap, that she can definitely deal with Pittsburgh.
Well,
are there concert opportunities in the Pittsburgh area for Sierra?
Here we go. No.
Well, then that's out. Then Russell is out, Coach. If you said no.
I'm looking at this. It said the 2022 offseason, the Steelers are going to go into that with over $100 million in cap space.
Wow.
So that could be a game changer right there, depending on who you get. But yeah, I don't see Russell Wilson
Claypool
coming.
gonna want all that money right there.
No, I don't see Wilson. I would see they mentioned people like Bridgewater and Jameis and those kind of guys.
You might as well go to the draft and get Matt Corral from Ole Miss.
No.
Oh, they don't want no rookie. They want to win now. Jay Winston Krabby may not be bad.
Mac Jones winning right. Mac Jones winning up in New England right now.
Come on, that different offensive system, different organization. They got look at everything. Mac Jones, they really got to do too much. Look what he did the other night and got to win. Got to win on his record for 3 passes. You think, man, he ain't winning no games like that in Pittsburgh. You got to make some plays in Pittsburgh.
Last comment, we got to move on. Go ahead, Coach.
Let's go to the picks.
All right, here we go. All right, before we get to the NFL,
I was loving this Pittsburgh talk.
Before we go to the NFL picks, we forgot to bring out the NCAA picks. So let's just see where we are. We know we're not doing any NCAA picks, but we do need to look at the standings. Here's where we are.
Woo! Look at our Montes.
Rev went 3-3. Rev went 3-3. Coach went 2-4. Shelby went 2-4, and Armani exploded on us, went 5-1. So that lets us see this. Red and Armani are tied for first place at 63 and 34. Coach is 1 game behind. And Rev and Shelby are 3 games behind. So this is where we are going into the bowl game. This is where we are going into the bowl games. Armani's 5-1 elevated him to tie for first place.
Going for the sorry Georgia Bulldogs. That's a shame. I should have gone with Alabama. Should have been in first place.
Oh, yeah, no shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Oregon.
I just can't believe our money is tied with me.
What you said last week? They gonna bite us. They gonna bite us. They ain't pinch. No, they ain't gonna bite.
All right, so we got NCAA out the way. Now let's look at our pros.
Oh, boy.
This is what we did last week.
Oh, I did all right.
Red went 2-5. He's getting the Longhorn money ready. It's just a matter of how much he's going to have to spend. That's where we are now.
Yeah, Shelby's out. I ain't paying for no steak for her.
Rev went 3-4. Coach Shelby and Armani 5-2. The standings look a little something like this now. Red 73-68. He's fighting to stay over 500. I'm 80-61. Shelby is 1 game better than Rev, and Armani has a 1 game lead over.
Get y'all Montes.
Come on, Coach. Come on.
This is where we are. And
pick wrong today.
Armani, you think you're gonna win both contests?
I don't know.
I don't know. Not over my you know what body.
We'll
the
see.
Sports Bay has not made any picks, so luckily the games are not until tomorrow. So hopefully she can make her picks. She clearly is still in
underground
after UGA got handled last week. So hopefully
her picks don't even matter after she running from the heat today.
Running from that butt whooping.
That's right. Running from the.
Here we go with our NFL predictions. Let me get some NFL theme music so we can make these picks, because obviously
let's get some good music today, Rev.
Well, have I ever failed you with the music?
No.
Not really. Stay on point.
Let's get it. Revenite Nation, feel free to share your predictions as we make our predictions.
Exactly, Vincent. Exactly.
Armani, Thomas say you bombing the competition.
All right, here we go, gentlemen. Let's get ready to pick these games. We're going to start. First game, 49ers versus the Bengals. Armani, since you're in first place, you go first. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Bengals. 49ers, they won at home last week, I think. And the Bengals, they're not gonna go out like they got to bounce back from what happened last week. And I think Joe Burrow got something cooking up for the 49ers. So I'm going with the Bengals.
Red, who you got?
Man, the Bengals are the most confusing team in the NFL. 1 week they up here, then you get a good win, then you go back down here. Now you're playing the 49ers, where they lost last week, so they're probably going to beat the 49ers down this week. So I'm going with the Bengals, because they lost last week.
There's a message for you, Red. I just donated to your GoFundMe.
Hey, I need it, Vince. Anything you can help me out with, brother. Thank you.
All right, Coach, who you got?
49ers. Yeah, they made a good look last week, and they gonna surprise the Bengals this week. Aren't they? What they playing at
Cincinnati.
Yeah. It won't matter. The Bengals are ready to start that free fall that they do every year, so I'm going 49ers. Coming for you, Armani.
Now, Coach, your pick sounds good if Deebo Samuel.
I knew you gonna say it. I knew you would go with that.
Right now, Deebo is listed as questionable, have a hamstring problem, and we saw the 49ers look very pedestrian without him. So with a questionable Deebo, I'm going with the Bengals to beat the 49ers. So I'm rolling with Lieutenant Sonar with this Bengals pick. All right, on to the next game. The Raiders versus the Chiefs. Red, who you got?
Well, I chose the upset when the Raiders was at home last time. This time I'm going with the other home team. Chiefs have seen and found their mojo again. And they at home. The Raiders, once again, are falling off. Thought they were going to make a playoff run. Don't look like they are. Casey.
Coach, you want to help us understand why you're upside down? Coach Patrick Thomas. Coach Patrick Thomas. All right. On to you, on to me. I'm going to go with my Chiefs. They're playing,
of course,
I won't say championship-style football. Their defense is playing championship-style defense. They've come from a long way. Pat Mahomes, my quarterback, needs to be a little bit more consistent. They need to keep the train running, but the defense is playing much better. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs to do damage against the Raiders. Who you got, Armani?
I'm going with the Chiefs. I'm going with my homeboy. I don't trust the Raiders no more. They let me down last week. Could have went 5-1 like I did in college league, but thanks to the Raiders. So I'm going with the Chiefs.
All right, Chiefs. I'm going with Rev's adopted team, no doubt about it. Deebo is definitely the key. Lord help us. Jimmy Gigolo out here making decision. Going back to the last game. Let's see. The president got the Chiefs as well. Raiders bought a bad car. Can't say the coach got kicked off. Boy, they don't miss a thing, boy. They don't miss a thing. There you go, coach. You got kicked off your hotel Wi-Fi. All right. Give us your pick, Coach. Raiders versus Chiefs.
Oh, the Chefs. The Chiefs going to win. Raiders
look what BP said about Coach. He entered the wrong goal. On to the next game, gentlemen. The home team, Falcons, on the road to Charlotte. Coach, it's on you. Who you got?
Ooh. I'm going to go with the Falcons. I think they can steal one against the Panthers. It's going to be close. They're going to steal one. McCaffrey's out. What's their quarterback name?
Cam Newton.
Oh, yeah, Cam Newton. He's still trying to get things together. I think the Falcons can steal one here.
Rise up with another loss. I'm going with the Panthers. I'm going with the Panthers, baby. Going with the Panthers. Last time I checked, McCaffrey didn't play in the game that they blew out the Falcons in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I don't think they need McCaffrey. to put that pressure on Matt Ryan and his happy feet. I'm looking forward to the Falcons improving their draft status by taking this L in Charlotte. Who you got, Armani?
I'm going with Carolina.
Woo!
Oh. I can't trust this team. I can't. It's like insanity at this point. If I went with the Falcons, it'd just be like saying the Nile ain't just a river in Egypt. I gotta go with Carolina, man.
Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, so mine's going with the Panthers. Red?
That's right.
Who you going with?
Well, had Coach not picked the Falcons, I probably would have made it unanimous. But since he rolled with the Falcons, I can't let him outdo me. I got to stay loyal to my team, Falcons.
Just because Coach picked him. Okay, all right.
Well, that, and I ain't really got nothing to lose. Our money, he got to go with the Panthers. He got something to lose. He got to make the right picks. Me, I can stay true. I can stay true to my team.
As long as you stacking your money for Longhorns, you can keep on doing that.
Yeah, it don't matter.
On to the next one. Back on. It's on me, I think. Yeah. Ravens versus Browns. This is a tough one. I mean, this division right here is the roller coaster division. All these teams up one week, down the next one. I mean, it is just absolutely insane how unstable these four teams are in this division. It's sickening. But nevertheless, y'all didn't hear me. Y'all didn't want to hear me say all that. You want me to make a pick. It's a matter of who I trust more. Do I trust Brother Lamar or do I trust the Baker? I trust Lamar more. I trust them getting back on a winning streak after losing a tough game last week. So I'm going with the Ravens. Who you got, Armani?
Yeah, you're right. Man, this division is like an unstable relationship. I mean, goodness. There's so much dysfunction going on in this division. But I'm going to go with the Ravens. I think Lamar Jackson will come in and pull it off. I mean, yeah, the Ravens. I can't trust old Mayfield, man. Wait, hold on. Is Chubb back? Is Chubb playing?
Yeah, Chubb played last week.
Chubb played last week? Nah, I can't do it. I'll stay with the Ravens.
On to you, Red, before Armani changes his mind again. Who you got?
Yeah, this division is like the soap opera of the NFL, man. I mean, it's just drama all around. Rev, I'm gonna go. I like your take. Who do I trust more? I trust the Ravens more than the Browns right now. So I guess I'm gonna go with the Ravens and old khaki pants.
Oh, Coach, which division rival that you despise the most?
They all equal. It wouldn't even matter. All of them. I'm going to go with the Ravens just for record's sake. But if the Browns can somehow pull out a victory, I'll be thankful. Thankful.
Coach still keeping hope alive that the Steelers can win the division. That's what that is.
I just want to get in the playoffs.
Huh?
We can get in the playoffs. It's fine with me.
All right. Here it is. Next game. It's on Armani. Cowboys versus Washington.
Take long, Armani.
Washington just don't do nothing for me, man.
They doing stuff for those W's though. But go ahead.
Man, Washington. Yeah, you're right, I guess. But this is a hard one. Okay. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys.
All right. Is there any reason why you're going with the Cowboys besides Washington doesn't do anything for you?
I'm gonna say the Cowboys are the more stable team.
All right. Red, who you going with?
I'm gonna go with my coach of the year. Riverboat Run. I like dysfunction. A win Sunday versus the Cowboys. That's gonna bring some dysfunction to that division and have the Cowboys reeling. I love the Cowboys and they fans reeling. I'm gonna go Washington with a field goal late in the end because Dallas going to let them hang around and hang around and hang around, and then Washington figure out to beat them with a field goal late in the end. Washington.
Coach.
Washington said this ain't Chili's. Everybody don't know our name. Or Cheers, I mean. Everybody don't know our name. Washington going to beat the Cowboys. Thank you, Armani, for picking those always waiting to happen, accident waiting to happen Cowboys. I'm thanking you for picking them. Appreciate it. I'm going Washington.
All right, and I'm going to go with the Washington football team as well. I like them at home. Taylor Heineke has played some solid quarterback. I think the defense is good enough to stop Dak Prescott and the Cowboys' offensive attack. So give me the Washington football team as well. All right, so we got 3 Washington football teams and 1 Cowgirls. On to the next game. Red, it's on you, Bills versus Buccaneers.
Ooh.
I'm taking the Bills to bounce back after a few awful bad weeks. The weather's changing. I don't think the run game is going to affect them because Tampa Bay don't run the ball that well, and they need a break from teams running the ball down their throats. I think they'll be able to keep Brady in check because they play the pass better than they do the run, and I think Josh Allen is going to have probably his best bounce back game of the season. I see an upset coming in Tampa Bay this week, y'all. I think Buffalo is going to bounce back on Tampa this week.
Coach.
Oh, boy, this is going to be the Buccaneers because who's going to stop Gronk? Who's going to stop Mike Evans? Who's going to stop their wideouts? With their secondary depleted, I'm going to go with the Buccaneers.
This is a tough one. If this game were in Buffalo, I would be definitely.
Come on, Rev. You know the Bills going to bounce back in this one?
I can't go with it. I need Josh Allen to have a great game because he's my fantasy quarterback in 2 of my leagues. But I just don't see them pulling this one off in Tampa Bay. And they're just a little bit too Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde-ish for me. Tom Brady is always stable. So I'm gonna go with the Bucks. Armani, who you got?
I'm gonna go with the Bucks. Man. It's just the Bills, their secondary is depleted. You know, we got Mike Evans on one side, Godwin on one side. You ain't even got to have AB because I mean you got Gronk, those guys. So I think the most complete team will win. That's the Bucks.
All right, on to the last game, and we're gonna start with Coach. Rams versus Cardinals in Arizona. Who you got, Coach?
Who you got, Coach?
This is easy.
Who you got, Coach?
I'm gonna pick the Rams. Cardinals been winning too many. It's time for them to drop right now. I think the Rams say it's time for us to make some noise and try to ease it, not get back in it, but stay up in the top. I'm gonna go with the Rams.
This is the toughest game for me. The Cardinals at home. Kyler Murray is back healthy. I just been talking about Arizona, so that's why I'm going with Arizona. Give me the Cardinals. I'm going with the Cardinals. Armani, who you got?
Man, Matt Stafford, Matt Ryan, Matt Lyon. I don't care. I got the Cardinals. I'm not trusting no quarterback named Matt no more.
And who you got, Red? Close it out.
What you got? Arizona, man. Matthew Stafford don't beat teams this good. This team is 10-2. When has he ever beat a team this good? Look, the Rams, the real Matt Stafford is about to be showing up in these last few weeks. If they playing a chump team, they'll win. But they ain't playing Jacksonville this week, so ain't gonna be no 37-7. Okay, they might get 37-7. All right, and Matt Stafford, I'm just letting you know that Buda Baker, Isaiah Washington, and somebody on that defense, it got a pick six waiting on you, buddy. Come on, just toss it out there for them, man. Arizona they are finna shine in this one. At home, too.
All right, well, that ends our NFL predictions. Those picks will be up on tomorrow. Feel free to post your picks along with our picks when they are posted up before the game on tomorrow. As we put a bow on episode 216, let's get ready to do what we normally do as we close the show. Who has the right to do what, when, where, and How? While you have the right moment, who wants at it first? Who has the right to do what, when, where, and how?
Houston Rockets. You have a right to keep impressing me. After that awful start you had this season, you came back and won 7 straight. You could have got 8 straight last night, but you played Milwaukee, so I understand that loss. But keep impressing me. You might have saved Steven Silas' job, man, and might have shown that maybe he can coach, because it was looking bad after that awful year last year and that awful start this season. I was getting worried for Steven Silas, but not anymore. Just keep playing good. Keep getting these young boys to buy into the system. Y'all keep playing with heart. And I think the Houston Rockets will be okay.
Coach Armani, who has the right to do what, when, where, how?
Zion Williamson, you have the right to not let the media distract you from what your purpose is for the team, which is to come back and win some games. I see they done put up pictures of you of different weights, but only you know what you are. So you have the right to come back and show everybody that you will not be a bust and you will contribute to New Orleans having a great season. Maybe not the playoffs, but you'll show them that you are who you're supposed to be.
Armani, who has the right to do what, when, where, how?
Bryce Young, you have the right to bring home the Heisman Trophy and become Alabama's 4th Heisman winner in the past 10 years. Because that's what we do. Produce the best players.
Oh boy, you weren't saying this stuff 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's amazing how 1 week can change your complete attitude.
All right, man. I'll finish up this segment. Matt Ryan and Atlanta Falcons. You have a right to do what you do, and that's lose, baby. Keep on losing. Improve your draft status. Do what you do. Lose real well. Go ahead and lay down in Charlotte. You all know y'all don't really want to win this game. You know you want to improve your draft status. So do what you do, and that is lose real good. And you'll have a happy reverend in the ATL.
I apologize to the Falcon fans for Rev and his trolling. Something is wrong with you. He means well. He really wants good things for the Falcons, you guys, but he just has to let you guys know in his unorthodox way that Matt Ryan is not the answer. I wish he would stop pulling for us to lose in public in front of the entire nation, but I understand real method of madness.
Come on, Rev. You're saying and the best interest of the Falcons is to do what?
I can't say the word, Real.
Exactly. I mean, I didn't need an interpreter. I mean, it's reality. You just said it right. I want what's in the best interest of the Falcons. What's in the best interest of the Falcons? To lose. See, I'm just being frank. I'm a very direct person. I'm telling you all what we need. Not what you want, but what we need. And we need to lose. Period.
I got an early Christmas present for somebody. I got an early Christmas present for Shelby because she ain't here. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm gonna show you what I got her. Because I was thinking about her at where was we at Burlington Coat Factory, and I saw this beauty. Y'all hold on. I got something for you.
Rev, ban Thomas. Get Thomas off the show, please. You see what he said?
You have the voice of horse milk in your sports talk there, fans. Y'all start your own show.
Oh shit.
She been MIA for 6 days. All right. And right on.
Shelby, I was thinking about you at Burlington Coat Factory, and I saw this beautiful mural of this elephant. So I was just like, Shelby will love this.
Wow.
Oh Lord.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Maybe her invisible bacon buy that gift for her.
Well, Shelby might resign after this show.
Yeah.
I saw that beautiful. That was a beautiful painting.
And her invisible honey can go live happily ever after.
Oh boy, I ain't in that.
All right. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to
I had to get off, buddy.
I ain't in that one.
Thank y'all so much for watching episode 216 of the Red Rev Sports Show. We'll be back episode 217. Giving y'all the heads up, Rev won't be on the show next week. I got to handle some business in Pennsylvania. So we're going to put the DJ in on Coach since Shelby done retired on us. So Coach, get your DJ game ready. Hopefully Armani will be able to be on the show. Hopefully Red doesn't have a short week. But nevertheless, episode 217 will take place next week, 11 o'clock on the Red Rev Sports Show Facebook page.
I'll be here with you, Coach.
Peace and love, everybody. We are out of here.
Send me an address, Shelby.
New Year's Eve, baby.